Greetings, comrades. Hope this finds you well. Quick shout out to the Indian News Network, which I'm stoked to be a part of. So, most of you have probably seen this clip circulating of Rochelle Walensky, the CDC director, basically going full mask off and coming out in support of eugenics. I believe her words were very encouraging that only people with disabilities are dying during the pandemic. Again, the CDC, we shouldn't really be calling it the Centers for Disease Control anymore. We should be calling it the capitalist death cult. Just a week or two ago, they lessened the recommended isolation quarantine guidelines for people that get COVID. And Fauci, said that was because we need people back to work, not doesn't have anything to do with the actual science or new evidence that was discovered about COVID-19 and recommended isolation or quarantine guidelines. But no, if we actually, because so many people are getting the Omicron variant of the virus, then we need to shorten it so we can get people back to work. Again, capitalism is the real virus here. And, liberals, conservatives, and the capitalist class, they don't care about the working people. You're just another gear in the cog. If you die, keep sacrificing more and more people. As long as the corporate profits keep going up, that's all that matters. And again, we had the Biden administration saying there's not lockdown. We don't need no fucking lockdown. The stonks are trending upward. Economy's doing good for the capitalist class. Why would we shut stuff down? Who cares that 850,000 people have died from COVID-19? Who cares that more people have died from COVID-19 under the Biden administration than under Trump at this point? Who cares that we had 1.4 million people, a record, test positive for COVID yesterday, Monday? Who cares that we have record hospitalization numbers, 110,000 people hospitalized for COVID-19 right now? Capitalist class is doing good. Fuck it. Couple million, 5-10 million people. As long as, the very wealthy elite at the top, the corporate puppet masters of the Democratic Republican parties are doing good, fuck it. Disabled people with working class people in general, essential workers, treat them as disposable. Fuck it. Keep the stonks. Stonks got to keep going up. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. Imagine if we actually lived in a country that valued human life. How fucking great would that be? China, for example, less than 5,000 people have died in a country of 1.3, 1.4 billion. 2 people died in mainland China in 2021. 2. We have several thousand dying each day in the US. So here's Walensky, CDC director. The overwhelming number of deaths, over 75%, occurred in people who had at least 4 comorbidities. So really these people who were unwell to begin with. And yes, real encouraging news in the context of Omicron. Because again, see, it doesn't matter, because from, the ruling elite's perspective, disabled people with disabilities, use person first language, people with disabilities don't really matter. If you aren't able to contribute your labor through in the capitalist economy, if you aren't able to, be exploited, because again, capitalism is exploitation, right? You're not being paid the full value of the labor that, the workplace is getting from you. If you're not able to engage in that process, you are, you are as disposable as this fucking apple core, if not more, in this capitalist hellhole that is the United States. So it's encouraging. Yeah, we can, people without disabilities, you can go back to work, go back into the proverbial meat grinder, sacrifice your health, sacrifice your family's health. Got to keep the economy, stonks going. That's all that really matters. I mean, Jesus fucking Christ. This is just straight out fucking eugenic shit. This is, again, people with disabilities were one of the groups that Hitler targeted during the fucking Third Reich. Sometimes people really just say the quiet part out loud. This is TikTok user named Britt describes herself as a disabled, chronically ill disability justice advocate. Someone with comorbidities or pre-existing conditions, or whatever language you're using to wrap up disability and chronic illness these days. I don't think that those numbers are encouraging at all. And I certainly don't think that they're acceptable. Being disabled doesn't mean a person is unwell, and it certainly doesn't mean that they're going to die anytime soon. And whether Dr. Rochelle Walensky chooses to recognize it or not, our deaths have meaning because our lives have meaning. We are not disposable, and none of this should be encouraging or acceptable to anyone. 100%, but capitalist class does not see it that way. Again, the goal should have been very similar to what China did. Massive testings. They have these portable testing units that can literally process several million tests a day, and targeted quarantine and lockdown periods. China also requires businesses to pay their employers while on quarantine, while in lockdown. They're also, China government's also delivering food to people's homes. They also have over 90% home ownership rate, so they're not going to have eviction crises like they've had in the United States. But again, that's the difference between a socialist country that's not beholden to the profit motive, that has a central government that actually deeply cares about the well-being and protecting life there, as opposed to the capitalist hellhole in the United States, where, again, 850,000 people have died in the United States from COVID-19. Again, how is this shit that's happening under Biden any different than Trump? I mean, we got more fucking stimulus checks under Trump, for fuck's sake. We had, I mean, Jesus fucking Christ, it's a corporate duopoly. Both parties completely bought and paid for by the capitalist class. Hence, that's who does their bidding, right? Hence why people have continued to die en masse from COVID-19 under Biden as they did under Trump. Biden is just Trump with liberal messaging and marketing. Like the video if you like the damn video. Subscribe for more content. Quick shout out to the 2 Uber comrades supporting my channel, my partner, and Indie Left News. Peace. Much love.